keep being very firm and loyal to what your brand is. Don't try to copy. Don't try to sell your soul. You know, fashion is ephemeral. Tradition always lasts.
在台湾市场缺席多年之后，BOVET波威表终于在高登钟表的独家代理下重新回到台湾市场。品牌拥有者 Pascal Raffy 先生更是亲临台湾，也让我们有了这次难得机会，由他来带领我们重新探索这个超过200年历史品牌的迷人之处。
The house of BOVET is a watchmaking house in Switzerland, dating 202 years. It has been created in 1822, and since then, all the essence of the house is to combine decorative arts and also to have magnificent, reliable, beautiful mechanical movements. So since, as I said, 200 years, we contribute to haute horlogerie, and it dates with the pocket timepieces of the 19th century. And when Edouard Beauvais, the visionnaire, went from Fleurier, his village, to London, and then to Guangdong in mainland China. This is BOVET. And today, it's a fully integrated facility where we do all the components, cases included, dials and hands, movement and hair springs of our timepieces. And we are divided in 2 locations. The big facility with 70 artisans, where we do all these components, and then the castle, where we assemble all the timepieces since now 16 years.
2001年，钟表收藏家的 Raffy 先生正式买下波威，成为品牌拥有者，赋予这个品牌全新生命。除了投入大量心力整合资源之外，在设计与方向上也走出崭新格局。
The process is very interesting. When you are a collector, you do appreciate. You take a magnifying glass, and then you see all the details. A timepiece, a watch talks to you. You know, it's something very sensitive. So it can be a detail that you're going to be pleased by. A movement, a case, a shape, an ergonomy, a strap, a clasp. When you become then owner of watchmaking brand and you have your own facility, it's a different word. You're going to dive into the movement. You're going to be nearby your teams and do these cases, dials, hands, movements, hair springs. It's a whole word, a whole process. So it's a privilege when you truly love watchmaking and you have been collector, then to be part of the birth of an idea, the birth of a movement, the realization of a great timepiece. It's absolutely a privilege. I have to tell you, I don't like revolutions. I don't believe in this. I love evolutions. You evaluate, like when we take some age in our lives, so you learn more, you're more sensitive to some things. My inspiration has always been nature. You observe smells, noises, colors, seasons, and then it's a great inspiration between what your house has been, all what has been done, and you keep being loyal to what the message of your house is. So it's a clear identity with the pocket timepiece, small quantities, and this is luxury, and notably handmade. If it's not handmade, it's not luxury anymore. It becomes a supermarket. So quantity is not the essence. Uniqueness, exclusivity, offer, finishings, details, behaviors, service, human being, artisans. And in artisan you have one word, art. And this is the house of BOVET.
这次重返台湾市场的波威表，也在高登钟表台北老爷形象店当中打造精致的店中店，大量使用了品牌的象征设计，像是拱廊，像是胡桃木饰面，还有镜面的佛勒里桑图案，这些细节都与波威表的品牌故事紧紧相连，提供完整的商标体验。店内同时展示的完整且丰富的产品系列，像是品牌200周年之际问世的新一代世界时间腕表 Orbis Mundi， 以及含蓄古典风格的 1930系列，还有可以同时显示3D 时间的 Virtuoso 10， 每一款都非常精彩。当然，伴随着 Raffy 先生来到台湾，他也带来2024年最新作品，一直是获得日内瓦钟表大赏机械杰出奖的 Prowess One。它是机械制表史上首次解决了日光节约时间转换难题的复杂功能。至于 Récital 12， 则是崭新的运动风格，让更多玩家进入波威表的世界。
In the last 10 years, we did 5 astronomical timepieces. You remember the Grand Récital, which has been aiguille d'or, at the Grand Prix Horology of Geneva. Then came the Asterium, the Brainstorms, and the Shooting Star. Above the 5 timepieces, 4 of them have been awarded in astronomical dimension. After that, I wanted to express the 5 first fingers of the first hand have been made. I wanted to enter now in the civil time. Since 200 years, human being never controlled the problem of daylight saving time. And during the year, you know, like me, we have 4 main periods. The UTC time, the Universal Coordinated Time. Then afterwards in March, America enters in summertime. 3 weeks after, Europe enters in summertime. And then in winter, Europe enters before the rest of the world in the winter time. So all world timers are wrong at least 6 months per year. And the challenge was to say, how can we build a movement with the solution to this problem? And the challenge was so exciting. We all have been for 5 years thinking, considering, engineering. So the timepiece is seated on a perpetual calendar, fully skeleton. And we have patented an isolator because between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., when the movement is in full force, you need to protect it. So even though you're going to push on your correctors, it will not damage the movement. Then we wanted to make it a little more complicated with the date and the day and the month on rollers. The tourbillon carriage at noon, like the sun irradiating on the planet. And when simply pushing your crown, you're going to have the 24 time zones with the right cities displayed at the right time on a mechanical timepiece of 744 components. So now it's not anymore the astronomical time, it is the civil time. And this is why I called it the Prowess, because frankly speaking, it is a prowess. What was important is to have the expression of BOVET horology in a sporty, chic timepiece. And there is one exercise I discovered which is so complicated. I design cases, I think movements with all my teams. It was not so complicated. But the bracelets, I discovered that it is so complicated to design a bracelet, which is unique, that doesn't look like another inspiration. And the idea came a morning after 3 years thinking. The center letter of the name BOVET is V like victory. So the idea was to design on the bracelet the V of BOVET. And when you turn your bracelet, it is the line of infinity because the line crossed each other. And then it had a meaning. And why in titanium? It is biocompatible. And it is 75 grams, all-inclusive, light, friendly, very nice timepiece. A BOVET timepiece is not made really for people who want to be followers. It is truly made for opinion makers. You appreciate, you know, you're knowledgeable, you looked at every single detail, you dive into the timepiece, you wear it, you feel it is for you. So education is the key word to appreciate a BOVET timepiece. And you know, this word is composed by 2 collectivities. The followers and the opinion makers. You will not put a BOVET timepiece on your wrist to show your bank account. You will show your education when you put a BOVET timepiece on your wrist.